enthusiasts, how are you doing? So we're back once again. That's another week gone by, and we're kind of stuck on part 24 of the classic mini workshop. So in the first part of this I started stripping down or taking away the oversills on Vinny, and this week another continuation of that. So I think we're on part 3 of the sill removal at the moment, and hopefully by next week I'll have it done. So this will go out Friday evening, which is bank holiday weekend. It's looking like the weather might be great, so I'm sure you all out there will be able to get a bit done on your classic cars and classic minis. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Got quite a busy weekend on, but hopefully I can get the last bit finished off on Vinny, get the overseals finished, and we can get going on some other projects. So as you can see down here, I went a little bit over the top on ordering cavity wax and stone chip for Vinny. I've not actually used these products before. I always talk about Waxor. I've used it all my life. It's been really good, but I thought I'd try something different, so I'll let you know how I get on with that. And the stone chip, again, I'm using Schutz gum with proper professional stone chip. So again, first time for me, so I'll do a bit of a video on that and see how we get on. But for now, I'll stop waffling on. Just to say, if you're new to the channel, then please hit subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you want to know something or ask me any questions, please leave it in the comments and I'll try and get back to you with an answer. So thanks guys, and catch up with you next week. Hope you all have a great weekend. Right, a little bit of repair work we've got to do at the back here. So the original cover seal come all the way down here. there is, like I say, I measured it out, cut it, trimmed it up a little bit, and then just little small tacks the whole way round, and then start seam welding all the way round. But I've tried to get it so there's no overlap. There's probably a very, very tiny little bit in some places, probably only sort of 0.1, 0.2 of a mil. But that's fine because the heat from the welding will just fuse those two bits together. It will become one piece of metal. Okay guys, and there's the finished article. Seam welded the whole way round. That's the sill all on now, so I've just got to treat it with some etch primer first. Okay, so that's etch prime now. I've now got to leave that 24 hours before I can do anything else with it. Pretty happy with how that's gone. Front of the floor pan's not great. It's had, what, 1, 2, 3, about 4 patches on it, but it's solid. There's not multiple skins there now anyway. And that back is all nice, sorted out. Once the etch primer's dry, I will seam seal it. So someone else asked what you do about the old weld where the old lip was, so I've just ground that back as much as I can. So there's no lip there now. Just etch prime that as well. I'll just show you inside now. So that's that patch at the back there again. Just etch prime the inside and the inside the door bin there. Okay, so that's the area etch primed and seam sealed now. So anywhere where there's been welding, I've just gone over the top with some seam sealer. Not convinced it needs it, to be honest. Seam sealer's there to fill up any gaps or little pinholes or things like that, but I'm quite meticulous with welding and I've tried to make sure there's no little holes or anything in there. But I think it probably just offers a bit of added protection along the weld line to stop it corroding prematurely. And I've seam sealed the original weld line along the back there, so I managed to grind most of that away, although there was still a little bump of weld left there, so I've just seam sealed that as well. That's all the way along. Probably easier to see now the front. So like I said, the front is a bit patchy. There's there's about 3 or 4 patches on the front there, but yeah, new front floor pan maybe. Job for another day, not today though. Okay guys, so this is the near side sill. I've employed a slightly different tactic on this side, primarily because the Oversill on this side was not welded on, or wasn't as deep as the one on the offside. So on the offside sill, it comes to the first ridge in the floor pan, which is right down here. And as you can see on this near side, there's probably about 3 to 4 inches difference in the width of the sill. So I've done it slightly differently on this side. I've basically cut open the flutes on this side so they're open to the elements. I've ground flat where that weld line would have been, and I've just seam sealed over the holes here. So there is still a little bit of overlap in this area here, so I've just enlarged the bottom of here slightly so it allows water to run out, any drips of condensation to run out the bottom there. Obviously all the flutes are open, so it's the shell can breathe now. And I've bought 4 large cans of cavity wax, so I'm going to wax up inside here, and it's really runny cavity wax as well, so it should sit down in this part here to stop that corroding. But yeah, I know ideally it would have been best to chop the whole lot off like I did the other side, but I don't know, I might do that at a later stage. But this side didn't overlap as much, so I'm not half as worried as this side. I think if you remember, if you go back to the original video, me cutting out the flutes on this side, you'll see when I cut them there was a load of smoke coming out. I thought that smoke was, well, it probably was a bit of wax oil. When I took the flutes off, it was wet in the bottom of there, but it was actually wet, as I've cleaned this out more, it's wet with engine oil this whole way along. So as you can see, I've got problems here with the etch primer is not taken. I put about 2 litres of brake cleaner in here, solvent, to try and wash out the engine oil. I mean, it would have done a great job of it stopping it corroding at the bottom, because it would have just sat in the bottom there, but it's a real pain cleaning it up afterwards. So that's that side. Just got to wait for this sealer, the seam sealer, to dry. Then I'm going to stone chip the whole lot on both sides and then cavity wax the whole lot. Wow, look at that. I've just given the car a clean because I thought it might have little iron particles all over it from where I've been grinding. So I thought I'd spray some of that Ferrous wheel cleaner on it, and it just shows you how much metal contamination there is on the paint now. So I'm going to have to clean that quite carefully, make sure it doesn't scratch the paint. Another little side job while we're here, so all that grinder dust and welding sparks all has to end up somewhere. As you can see, a lot of it was on top of the car, but also collected up on this rear subframe here, so just got the bucket and sponge out, giving that a clean. Doesn't take too much cleaning, to be honest, because it's already nice and tidy, but sometimes I just forget how nice the back end of Vinny is like this. Is that wrong with me? It's not quite up to DB Mini standards though. I'm watching his rear subframe rebuild with envy, but definitely not got enough copper slip for DB Mini. But no, it's all good. So just adjusted the brakes while we're here and giving it a good clean out, and I'll sit that back together now.